Hello friends, my name is Emile and welcome back to some more Gran Turismo 2. Today we're continuing on with our Let's Play and this is episode 25. Now in the last episode we finished off all of the Tahiti rally races. Today we're tackling a Smokey mountain. For that we needed a vehicle and I have already gone ahead and built up a car. So this is the vehicle I'm going to be using for today. It is a Lancer Evo 5 GSR. It has 521 horsepower, 1,161 kilograms. With the success of the Legacy in the last episode 23, I decided I'd actually go ahead and build my own rally car for this next event, and yeah, essentially this thing is just full. Yeah, as you can see there, this thing is basically fully upgraded. It's got everything that I could possibly get on it. And yeah, hopefully this should be a competent little rally car. I'm hoping it deals better than, say, a stock Lancer rally car would do. Anyways, for our first event, we head to Smoky Mountain South, where we're going to be versing against the Sirion, a Delta HF Integrale, and a Delta S4. I will see you on track. Okay, so here we are at our first race. We are going against a Daihatsu Sirion in bright green, which is fantastic. And let's see how our Evo copes with rallying. Now, I have done a few small adjustments to the tuning setup. Essentially, I'm just going by what I've seen on the internet and both what I actually know from various bits. So I have upped the downforce on it, as I did with the Tigra. I have changed the suspension round a little bit. I've essentially, I believe the damper levels I've changed. I've put them up to level 5 on both rebound and bound. And I have also upped the ride height to 140mm, because that's what the setup was like on, I believe it was the, it sounds really bad, the Sirion, which was so terrible that I actually had to stop using it and ended up getting a different car. Yeah, I used the sort of, some of the setup, the stock setup on that, I used for this. I've also taken some of what the Ice Racer had, so essentially I've tried to set this car up as close as I can to a rally vehicle. Ultimately, first impressions aren't particularly good. It's quite understeery, as well as that we didn't quite blast the Sirion out as much as I was sort of hoping for, so I may have to go ahead and actually change vehicles at some point, which doesn't sound particularly good. It sounds quite expensive to do, actually. Either way, we get 5,000 credits, so I will see you in the next race and we'll see if the Evo can redeem itself. Okay, we are at our next race at the same track. This time we're going against a Delta HF Integrale. Let's see how this ends up going. So as I said, I was a little bit disappointed with the Evo in the last round of this. It wasn't quite as quick as as I was expecting it to be. Although it appears against the Delta it is a lot quicker. I think this is essentially more of a straight line speed vehicle. The handling is not particularly great on this. I'm probably going to make a few tweaks to... oh god, I really shouldn't have done that. I'm going to make a few tweaks to gear ratios on this thing, because I think that's part of the reason this is understeering a little bit. For whatever reason, gear ratios on these rally tracks on GT2 actually really help you have, like, you can do that sort of stuff. If you have like long gears, you can't slide it through the corners, and in turn, that's actually kind of bad for your time, because you really need to be sort of constantly kicking the rear end out to do really well at these rally events. So I think what I might do is tweak the gear ratios on this, bring them down a little bit. I do have to admit, when I installed the fully customized gearbox in this. In the Legacy, I just picked close gearing, I think. But the gearing on the Legacy was a little bit too close, so... Or at least, I got away with it because Green Forest wasn't a particularly quick track. On this track, I probably wouldn't have got away with the gearing that was in the Legacy. So I'm probably just going to bring down the gear ratios on this a bit. That's why I chose the fully customizable gearbox over the Legacy's box. Either way, we win 8,000 credits and nothing, just 8,000 credits. Anyways, I will see you in the next race. Okay, here we are for our final race at Smoky Mountain South. We are against the fancier Delta S4. Now, I have heard rumours that the Delta S4 actually isn't all that quick. In fact, it might even be slower than the stock Delta. So we'll have to see if that holds true. By the looks of it in a straight line, it's actually a bit quicker than the Delta. Looking at that thing in the dealership, it doesn't have all that much power. It only has about 246 horsepower. So that isn't an awful lot when you consider rally cars on this are sort of more pushing, you know, anywhere from sort of mid 300s to 400, 500 horsepower. I do have to say the Delta is sticking to me rather nicely. In case you haven't realised, I have reduced the gear ratios in this a little bit. It definitely appears to have helped with sort of the longish gears, like we wouldn't get out of 5th gear before, whereas now it is actually shifting out of 5th. It will go into 6th, which is nice. Hasn't really improved my handling, which, you know, I mean, on this it isn't too bad because I'm only racing against Deltas, but when we get onto the faster vehicles, that could be a bit of an issue. Either way, I have beaten the Delta S4, just wasn't my cleanest run that, did hit a lot of bits and bobs. Either way, Delta stops right in the car, it's fine, they can do whatever they want. Anyways, we won that race, and of course we get 10,000 credits, which is very, very nice, although not very much. Okay, let's head over to our next few races. I believe we're going to go to Smokey Mountain North next. And then after that, I believe it's a reverse course, and then we're done with Smokey Mountain. And then all we've got to do is the Pikes Peak course. I'm very much looking forward to getting all these rally events out the way and done with. So yeah, we head to Smokey Mountain North, where we're going to be going against a Saxo, not too bad, Megane, not too bad. The Impreza's a little bit worrying, but we'll have to see. Anyway, I will see you on track. Okay, here we are at Smokey Mountain North. Now, I recognise this track a little bit more than I do the South Circuit. As well as that, I think the North Circuit might actually play more into the Evo's hands. You see, there's a lot of straightaways, and this vehicle is mostly... There's a truck full of Toyota Yaris's just went past my house. This vehicle... We don't got 6 speeds. Okay. May need to actually extend the gear ratios out for this specific track because it's got a rather long straight in it. I think that's really where the Evo could actually come into its own. Similar to the Tigra that we had last time, this vehicle is very much all about its straight line speed and maintaining straight line speed constantly. So yeah, this track definitely seems to suit my Evo a bit more. You can tell that by the gap that I've got to the back marker now. Admittedly, he is only driving a Citroen Saxo, but I mean, you know, compared to where the Sirion was in the last race, and yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. I do have to admit, I have to break through these corners. They're blind, so you can't really see where you are. I actually do remember this bit from the oh my god, that was not supposed to happen. I do remember this bit from the license test, so yeah. Okay, so the Saxo definitely caught there, but hopefully I can actually learn the track some more and do a bit better next time out. Either way, I scored a first place position there because of course I did. I mean, sure, the Saxo's a really cool car, I mean look at that thing, but exactly gonna be quicker than an Evo now, is it? I mean really? I mean I could probably make it quicker than an Evo. Maybe like a stock Evo 5, not 512 horsepower fire-breathing Dragon. Either way, next race, let's go. Okay, time to crush another French hatchback. We are with the Renault Megane Coupe here, which, to be fair, when that thing's in rally spec, it actually looks pretty cool. Before it does, it's a little bit meh, but once it's in rally spec, it looks pretty cool. I've extended gear ratios out. Hopefully that helps us out a little bit. Still looks like they could do with actually extending a little bit more, which is really surprising. If this was a 2-lap race, then I would definitely think about extending them out once again. Or if I had a, well, actually if I had a 6th gear, I shouldn't really need to extend them out. But yeah, Evo is relatively competent around this track. I think, I'm not sure Like, I'm hoping if it's another one of those, you know, Smoky Mountain reverse. I'm hoping it's the reverse of the North Circuit instead of the South, because this thing really could struggle on the South Circuit, but on the North one it doesn't seem too bad. Right, break through here, because that corner is deceptively... Yeah, there you go, I hit it. It's really, really long for whatever reason. Like, I think that should be opened up just a little bit more than it is, but either way. We got round it. Right, break into here, get the back end out. That was a lot better than last time. Admittedly, still wasn't particularly great, but there you go. Either way, we are now going to cross the finish line, and we have beaten the little tiny insignificant French coupe thing. So there we go. Another one bites the dust, and now we've got to prepare mentally for our battle with the Impreza rally car, which I'm really not looking forward to. Oh, this could go horribly, horribly wrong. But you never know. I mean, you don't know until you try it. Be really slow, but I don't really know, to be perfectly honest with you. Either way, I've spoken into the black screen, which isn't particularly good. So yeah, let's head on to our last race with the Impreza. Okay, here we are for our final battle, and this time we really are against an Impreza rally car. We're not against a little phony thing like we was last time. We are genuinely against a Subaru Impreza rally car. So here's the question: does my straight line speed still reign supreme over the Impreza? Yes, it does, which is kind of surprising. I mean, that Impreza doesn't have all that much more power than I do, or all that much less power than I do, and his car weighs a hell of a lot less than mine does. Which is kind of... oh my god. Okay, that really shouldn't have happened. I overcooked it a little bit into there. I'm still trying to get used to rallying again, that's my excuse. Geez, that's a bit of an issue, because now I've lost all of the momentum I had, you know, over the Impreza, so... and that was really what this was about, trying to make the most of that straight line speed advantage, because through the corners he can just rip me a new one. Completely. Although he did smack into that... oh, I smacked into something as well, so hey. Oh, he's drifting through there, is he? Huh. Right, there we go. I didn't hit the barrier that time. Right, through here nicely. Right. Can I get through this last corner nicely? Now, admittedly, I hate to admit it, I actually only got silver on the license test coming through there, but actually I've done that absolutely perfectly spot on that time. That was a very, very bad performance by me, but we still won. I don't think I should have. God, I overcooked it into that first corner. I honestly thought that was the end of that, but nope, apparently not. We didn't do too badly. Anyways, we get another 10,000 credits. Wow! And that is it for Smoky Mountain North. So now we move. The next Smoky Mountain is. It's either going to be. Oh, I don't know. Is there a Smoky Mountain full course? I assume not, although there could be. If there is, then that's definitely a worry. Because, my god, I don't want to do that. Either way, I believe, yeah, that's the first page of rally events done with. So, oh, we're doing North Reverse, thank Christ for that. Yeah, in case you're wondering, Pikes Peak, we'll do that later on. Anyways, in this race, we've got to go against a Nissan Sunny, a Celica GT4. By the way, the Sunny... Pulsar. For whatever reason, when they built this game over to Europe, they called it the Sunny. And also a Lancer Evo 6 race car. Okay, or rally car, sorry. Which is what we've got. So, yeah, I'll see you in... sorry, I'll speak through this bit as well. God, I've really messed this up. Usually what I do is I tell myself to stop talking through the black abyss, but, Either way, I'll see you on track. Okay, here we are on track. We are going against the Nissan Pulsar, also stupidly called the Nissan Sunny, in this particular country for whatever reason. I selected manual transmission by accident. Okay, that's not cool. To be fair, I could probably cope with it around here, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be switching back. Yeah, in case you missed the last few episodes, essentially I've switched to manual. Oh, sorry, I've switched to automatic just for the rally events because I was really having a hard time sort of focusing on getting each corner right and everything while constantly changing gear and everything. So I have decided I'd switch to auto for the rally events just because the auto box has a better chance of staying in the power band than I do if I'm sort of changing manually. So yeah, that's the sort of plan with that. I am going to go back to manual for the next part of the game, which is going to be the What Make Races, which is actually going to be in the... not the next part, the one after that. So that's going to be pretty cool to go on to One Make Races. That's where we're going to be spending the bulk of our time with GT2. I have actually worked out how many One Make Races there are, and there's 52. So, or actually 53 technically, so yeah. We're going to have 53 episodes of One Make Races, which should be fun. So that'll take us way into episode 80, and then we've got some nationals, some internationals, and some endurances to do, so yay. Either way, I completely cocked up the ending to that, but you get the point, I won. Which is the important part, of course. So, there we go, that was the first race at Smoky Mountain North Reverse. We get 5,000 credits, and I will see you guys in the next race. Okay, here we are, we're once again on track. Today we are going against a Celica GT4 RC, the 1991 Celica. Really cool looking car, actually. Oh god, I selected manual again. God damn it. I've got to make sure not to do that for my battle with the Evo. To be fair, I didn't do... A course like this, it isn't too bad, the manual box, but I mean, like, for Pikes Peak or, God forbid, doing Tahiti Maze again, especially with a manual box. Actually no, I'll do the thumbnail on like Tahiti Dirt Road 3, because I just... In case you're wondering, actually, there's the thing, the thumbnails, the reason I end up with like a little bit more money than you saw last time sometimes is because when I do the thumbnails, I actually go ahead and just rerun the race, because I mean I could just save the replay from this, but it takes about 20 seconds to do so, and it's not particularly interesting, so I usually just end up rerunning the race again, and that's how I end up getting the thumbnails. So for these rally thumbnails, I'll probably just redo the simplest and easiest of the tracks, which in this case will probably be Smoky Mountain North. I'll just redo that, take the thumbnails in the first few seconds of the replay. The rally ones should be nowhere near as bad as the normal ones because it's only one lap races. It only takes like 3 minutes of my time, so that's something. Either way, completely blown away the Celica on that run. That was a blistering run from my Evo then. However, we have got to go against the Evo 6 finally. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be easier or not than the Impreza, but we'll have to see. Okay, right. On track with the Evo 6 rally car. This race is actually turning out to be quite a bit more difficult than I was expecting, considering the ease in which we dispatched off the Impreza rally car. I was expecting this to be kind of easy as well. However, that Evo actually has about the same amount of straight line speed as I do. However, through the corners, he is a little bit more composed than me. So it really is a bit of a weird race, this. Essentially, I've just got to try and make the most out of the slight advantage I've got on straight line speed and try and get as smooth a go through these corners as I can. And that's more easier said than done when you're in a vehicle which is kind of on the understeery side of vehicles. However, we look to be doing relatively well at the moment. That was a little bit more sideways than I was hoping for through that corner. Still, I am a bit quicker through that corner, and through this last corner I should be able to get a decent run, provided I can get a decent run. That wasn't particularly great, but I think he's a bit too far back to really do anything about it. So, I think, purely on the virtues of that, we may just about win this one. And, there we go, fly over the bumps, and there we go, across the line in the Evo 6. We beat the Evo 6 rally car, thank Christ. Apparently his brakes are nowhere near as good as my brakes. Either way, that is the end of the Smoky Mountain races, which is very good. That actually means there is only one more rally episode to go, and that is going to take us to the Pikes Peaks hill climbs. For that, probably because A, the Escudo is very, very good, B, the Escudo is a Pikes Peak car, and C, you actually have to go against the Escudo at some point in the Pikes Peak races, and I don't really want to go against the Escudo in any car that isn't an Escudo. But anyways, as you can see there, look, we've only got Pikes Peak Downhill and Pikes Peak Hill Climb to go, and the rest of these have all been done. Anyways friends, I want to thank you all very much for watching. My name's been The Real Emile, and until next time, farewell.